In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on August 6, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Colorado Rockies versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Colorado Rockies and the St. Louis Cardinals are squaring off in the final game of a 3-game series on Sunday afternoon inside of Busch Stadium. The Rockies are last in the National League West with a 43-66 record so far and are sending southpaw Austin Gomber to the mound and coming off a no decision against the San Diego Padres where he allowed 2 runs on 6 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts over 6 innings. The Cardinals are last in the National League Central with a 48-63 record and are having rookie southpaw Drew Rom start here and is making his MLB debut. It is hard to expect a good outing by a pitcher making his MLB debut when he is pitching to a 5.34 earned run average this season. Austin Gomber has been pitching extremely well as of late as he is 4-1 with a 3 earned run average and a 1.1 WHIP in his last 7 games. These offenses have been very similar in their last 6 games as the Rockies are scoring 3.83 runs per game while the Cardinals are averaging 4.17 runs per game. Austin Gomber has been pitching well lately, and his numbers were already better on the road. Don't be surprised if he turns in a strong start on Sunday afternoon. Colorado's offense isn't great, but St. Louis pitching situation is just as bad right now. The Rockies should have the edge early, and if their bullpen holds on, they'll leave with a win. Bank on their relievers to come through. So the Colorado Rockies to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. These teams have been struggling out of the bullpen this season as St. Louis is 24th in the sport with a 4.47 reliever earned run average, while Colorado is 27th with a 4.87 bullpen earned run average. These offenses have been doing very well since the All-Star break as the Cardinals are averaging 4.95 runs in their 21 games while the Rockies are scoring 4.61 runs in their 18 games. Even with the possibility that Austin Gomber shuts down the Cardinals, the pitching staffs in the dugouts on Sunday are weak. There aren't many teams that will reliably allow more runs than the Cardinals and Rockies. Friday gave a glimpse of what should happen in this game. At least one offense explodes, and the over is never in doubt. Stick with the runs on Sunday afternoon. Over the projected total ISO or full game total pick. Atlanta Braves versus Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs play host to the Atlanta Braves on Sunday afternoon in a National League Series finale from Wrigley Field. The Cubs continue to climb the National League Central standings, cementing themselves as a contender over these last few months. For the Braves, they continue to look like a World Series favorite, making this a potential playoff preview. This marks the first series between the two this season, and there's little doubt that this one could go either way. When looking at the records against teams above .500, there is a massive difference as Atlanta has a 42-25 record in those games, while Chicago is struggling with a 28-39 record during those games this season. The ability to hit well with runners in scoring position is critical to success, and there is a difference here. Atlanta is 4th with a .828 team OPS in those scenarios, while Chicago is 12th with a .769 team OPS during those at-bats. The Cubs have been too good in the second half of the season to turn down at plus money. It's really that simple. Also, Justin Steele has been one of the best pitchers in baseball with his 2.65 earned run average and 1.13 WHIP at home through 66.2 innings. Steele has a 2.57 earned run average. We know how great the Braves are and how sharp Charlie Morton is most nights. Still, the Cubs have been the story of the second half so far, and I'm not turning down plus money with them in this current form, especially at home. So the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. When looking at these starting pitchers' last 7 games, you can see they are doing well. Charlie Morton is 4-3 with a 3.43 earned run average and a 1.37 WHIP over 39.1 innings, while Justin Steele is 5-1 with a 2.53 earned run average and a 1.24 WHIP in 42.2 innings of work. These bullpens have been doing well this year as Atlanta is 5th in the sport with a 3.59 reliever earned run average, while Chicago is 15th as they have a 3.96 bullpen earned run average. Steele didn't look great in the last game, but he has been good overall and he sits with an earned run average of 2.65. The Braves' offense is good, but they aren't going to run up the score here, and that is going to be the difference. The Cubs aren't going to run up the score either, and that is going to be the difference as this game stays below the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Marlins versus Texas Rangers. It's the conclusion of an interleague series between a pair of teams in the thick of their respective playoff races down in the Lone Star State. The Miami Marlins are on the road as they finish off a 3-game series against the Texas Rangers Sunday afternoon. The Texas Rangers have won 5 straight games and look to finish out this current series against the Miami Marlins with a sweep. The Rangers won the last 2 games, winning 6-2 Friday and holding on to win 9-8 last night. The Marlins have lost 5 out of their last 6 games, which include losing 3 straight games. In the 5 games they have lost, they have only scored 2 or less runs in 4 games. When the Marlins play on the road, it has been a struggle. In their last 10 road games, they have only won 1 road game. The Marlins are expected to start Sandy Alcantara, whereas in his last 6 starts, the Marlins ended up losing 5 of the 6 games. The Rangers not only have won 5 straight games, but they also are on a 6-game winning streak at home. In their last 7 games, the Rangers are ranked top 3 in slugging percentage. Andrew Heaney is the probable starter for the Rangers, and in his last start against the Chicago White Sox, he struck out 11 batters and did not allow a run in 6 innings pitched. The Rangers have arguably been the best team in baseball this year, and despite the Marlins having a solid group, there's certainly a tier or 2 between these squads, and as we've seen in the first 2 games of this series, there's few teams that can match their offensive firepower. In their past 10 head-to-head meetings, the Rangers have come away with a 7-3 record, including a 4-1 mark in their past 5 games dating back to 2022. And after such a dominant start to this series, Game 3 should be absolutely no different. Alcantara has looked more like the pitcher that won the National League Cy Young last season in his last few starts, though the Marlins' inability to put runs on the board has hampered him again in 2023. He has 5 starts this season where he threw at least 7 innings and allowed 2 or fewer runs that ended up without a victory. The inability of Miami to generate much in the way of offense could prove to be a problem against a Rangers team that is the most prolific offense in all of baseball. Heaney has been decent this season and is coming off one of his best starts of the year his last time out. Believe with good pitching for the Rangers, and the Marlins struggles on the road equals a Rangers victory in this spot to stay hot. So the Texas Rangers money line is our full game side pick. Miami entered Saturday's action having seen the under post a 56 to 51 to 4 mark in their opening 111 games of the season. The Marlins are tied for 26th in the majors in runs per game as they average 4.07 runs per contest, though that does slip slightly to 4 runs per game on the road. Miami's average total this season is 8.41 runs per contest, while that number bumps up to an average of 8.64 runs per game as the visiting team. Texas has seen the over post a 54 to 47 to 9 mark in their 108 games in relation to the total entering Saturday. The Rangers are first in the majors in runs per game with 5.75 runs per contest, and that climbs to an average of 6.16 runs per game at home. Texas has posted an average total of 10.02 runs per game this season, which climbs up to 10.52 runs per game as the home team. Despite the offensive outburst in their Saturday night clash, the under sits at 5-5 in the past 10 head-to-head meetings between these two teams, and with 2 consistent starters on the mound, it's unlikely we see that type of outburst again. For the Marlins, the under sits at 6-4 in their past 10 games, and for the Rangers, the under sits at 7-3, and with 2 potentially elite starters on the mound, this should be a very fun but different contest to their clash last night. With Miami struggling to score runs and Alcantara pitching well, this game ends up short of the total. I believe that this has potential to be a bit of a pitcher's duel. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.